A brief message from your friendly neighborhood editing Jordan. We tend to try to keep things pretty PG-13 around here, but this is an improv podcast. So, who knows what we're going to say. Sometimes we throw in some swearing, some sexual content, and some violence. So, as a general warning, viewer discretion is advised. Also to be noted, the opinions stated about a certain tabletop role-playing game are just that, our opinions. We love the game and we like talking about it. So, any criticisms are really just all in good fun. That being said, wizards, please hire us. All right, with that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
Megamix.
It's Megamix.
It's a Megamix, you dumb lady.
We love the Megamix.
I thought you were gonna call me dumb.
No.
You're the dumb lady, Levi.
It's a Megamix. Say it's a Megamix.
It's a Megamix.
I don't like that. Please don't do that ever again.
Okay. Normally I would do it again, but I'm not gonna.
Okay.
You asked nicely. You said please.
Okay.
I don't even know if I could do it a second time, I'll be honest. Now I need like what's that song, guys? You know the one?
Taryn.
At this point, I need a t-shirt that's just me saying, you know the one? Because
Get that app that you can like sing into and then it tells you the song.
It's called Shazam. What
I
happened to Taryn?
guarantee you guys know this song.
You gotta give us some context here, bud.
It's the one that has all the words in it.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
It kind of sounds like that when you
really
sing
quite
it.
atrocious.
It sounds like that when you sing it, but it makes less sense.
What?
At this point, it's a game to see if
Buddy.
they'll figure it out. I know what it is in my... I don't know the name of it or the band that sang it. I know the song in my head, though. What's another very vague hint I can give? Someone else did that song, but updated it recently.
We didn't start the
Ish.
fire?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
I need that. We need that for Megamix episodes, because it's just us talking about everything.
I don't think we have the license for that.
Well, we just get Taryn to make one that just barely skirts copyright laws.
Taryn, can you make a D&D cover of We Didn't Start the Fire for us?
Yeah, we didn't started the fire. Hey everybody, welcome to the Nat One Podcast, aka Nope, because nope, you're not gonna want to hear what we're about to have to say. I'm Pertuset.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Jordan. The wizard started the fire.
Okay. So
Thanks for grounding me.
yeah. So we were thinking about what to talk about this episode, and we decided like 30 seconds before we started recording that we were going to start with Pertuset had a hot take that he wanted to start us off with, which was, if you would.
Harmony.
That was not the hot take. That was not it. That was
Sorry, it's on the brain. There's something I was going to say to like sort of intro into this, but I forgot it, so we're going in without the loop today.
I feel like there's a better way to say that, but okay.
There is?
There definitely is a better way to say it, but honestly, I don't know if it should be said any differently.
Oh. This all started with League of Legends, as it always does with me.
As everything does.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, and everyone else, if you could please look up Briar League of Legends.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Join me. And
League
go
of
to
Legends.
images. Images is all that matters.
I can't believe you're making me look up League of Legends. Friendship over.
Welcome. You're welcome.
League of Legends Briar images. Oh, look at her. She looks like a funny little character.
Mm-hmm.
Looks quirky.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that funny little dude.
Yeah. Woman. But yeah.
Dude is a gender neutral term.
Thank you. I really am glad. What about guy? Can guy be? I use
think
guy a
so.
lot. Okay. Anyway. Now I ask you to replace the word Briar in your search with Jinx. Jinx.
Oh, I know who this one is.
True. I don't do it anyway.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Poster
what she
child.
looks like in the game.
The third picture, if you did it the same as me.
Poster
I've-
child for League of
I've
Legends. I
never
feel like.
seen her outside of the cartoon art. That's cool.
Mhm. Came out in 2013 or 2012, I forget. Which is about when I started playing. But anyway, here's my point. I love Jinx. I loved Jinx in Arcane. I loved Jinx before Arcane. I think she's a lot like the Joker, but for League of Legends.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Yeah, she started out, at first she was just the crazy person that was a domestic terrorist, which is a word YouTube doesn't like, I forgot. But then with Arcane, they were like, actually, she's super tragic. Arcane was to Jinx what Joker was to Joker. That made sense.
Yeah, it did. It did.
And I liked both. Just like I did with Joker. However, I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick of these crazy characters. Back to Briar. Her whole character trait is that she's crazy and she wants to hurt people and she has like an insatiable thirst for blood, but she's actually really sweet and cute.
Okay.
I can fix her.
You can't, but okay.
She could make me
Now-
worse.
That's
I direct
true.
you, if you would be so kind, replace the Briar or Jinx in your search with Neeko, Neeko.
Oh.
Look at her. She's cute. She's also a killer that takes on your form.
Whimsical little creature.
She comes from the forest and has no understanding of human society normalities, just like Briar, because she was locked up and has an insatiable thirst for blood. And Jinx, who's just crazy. I don't care about the reason. They all be acting like the same character. I'm sick of it. Jinx, I like because she's straight up maniacal and like causes pain on purpose. The other two, I'm expected to think are typically a cinnamon bun. And I'm sick of it.
Oh, so the other two are more like, oh, they don't know any better. TD,
Exactly.
They kill people.
Exactly. And I'm sick of it. When Briar was coming out, when I saw the promo materials, I thought she was just going to be frigged up and like actively sought harm on people. But she doesn't. And I think that ruins her. She had look at her freaking design. Go back and look at Briar's design again and tell me she does not intentionally seek harm on people.
Oh, no, she looks like she's batshit.
Right? But
I
no,
wish
she's
she
a
would
little
harm
cinnamon
me.
roll. Me too. Also, and her first leak was just her feet, and that caused a whole thing. But anyway.
They knew
I'm
what they
not
were
kidding.
doing with that. That was
Don't
intentional.
say that. Don't
And
say
it was
that, Jordan.
really bad.
Ironic memes are gonna make foot fetish normal, and that's not a good thing.
Grippers, anyway.
What was it I saw? I saw the term that explains that. It's like ironic something.
Normalization, maybe. But my point. There's a few others I'm not thinking of right now from this and other media,
Mhm.
but
I know the type of character that you're talking about. Like it's a trope. It's a trope for sure.
it is. And the reason it especially got to me with Briar is because this is like the third or fourth or fifth League of Legends specific playable, not even just in lore, but playable character that is like this. I'm getting tired of it. And then it made me sour on all the others in other media as well.
Mhm.
Honestly, I feel like they're all just trying to be Jester.
Irony poisoning. That's what it's called.
That's apt.
The Wikipedia definition is irony poisoning is used by people seeking to advance. Okay, well, that's not actually completely correct. I disagree with Wikipedia on this because it is attributing it to a very specific political ideology.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, it's when people say something ironically so much that then it becomes poisoned and it just kind of becomes normal in most people's view. And that's happening with feet. That's been like a thing with feet for the past 2 years, and I hate it. Don't make them seem like don't make them seem like they're boob guys and butt guys. They're not. They never have been. They're not normal.
This was a thing back when we were in high school. That's not even like it's not a recent
but it's become like a discourse thing on the internet for people to regularly be like, ha ha ha, feet. I like feet. Get it? Even I've been guilty of it before. I've been guilty of it. Him over there he just did it.
You're pointing to nobody.
You're pointing to no one.
You're over there for me. But yeah, no, I think every man in this group has been guilty of it actually at some point. Yeah,
I just
no,
think
I
they
don't.
say funny words. Like grippers.
I just don't.
I think you're
It's-
just admitting to the internet
Our
that you have a
children
foot
are gonna
fetish.
think that we all like feet. What do
Man.
you mean, Jordan? Oh my god.
I edit this podcast. I can make you say whatever I want.
You're not gonna.
No, I'm too nice for that.
Mm,
But I can. I have the power.
I'd rather have a conversation with my child about
Anyways.
feet than something else. But anyway, yeah.
Sorry, I got on a tangent.
Levi's feet tangent.
It's the tangent episode. Jordan, pop off on
Anti-foot
something else.
tangent.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Everything that I have a tangent about is work related, and I can't talk about that on the podcast.
Aw. No, I don't like these. I don't like the characters that have absolutely killed someone or will kill somebody and are ditzy cutesy. I don't like it anymore. It's overdone. There's too many of them.
True, I
It's
agree.
it's the new. They're right behind me, aren't they? It's the new Whedonism, and I'm sick of it.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Dang it!
I'll
I'm
tell
gonna
you.
have to. I'm gonna have to change Arlo's entire character for the last like 2 months of Olympus. Well, no, she intentionally seeks harm to people. She knows it's wrong, but sometimes it's still kind of fun.
Mhm. I was gonna say something about it. I think that there are character archetypes that I like less and are more annoying, especially chief among them is just having no character at all, no personality is
Mm.
definitely worse. But there can be way better than this silly little. It's almost, it feels like a cop out anymore. If you need a new character, and honestly, it's kind of sad that a lot of them tend to be coded as women
True.
or just straight up are women.
True.
Diversify a little bit, then the trope gets better again.
Exactly. Or I'm just saying, just make more creative women characters. Why
That
do they
too.
all have to be, not all, but like it's like 60% of them get boiled down to something. And now that we have like 20% here that are now boiled down to this. And I'm like, why? Just make them better. Those ones are so close to greatness already, like Jinx. Which is why she got her own like award-winning show. Not her own, but you know, it's centered around her.
Yeah. Well, I feel like from a media standpoint, it might be kind of part of that character archetype might be coming from the huge pop culture phenomenon that was Harley Quinn. I love Harley Quinn as a character, but there's so many different interpretations of her character and her motivations that I think a lot of the times she gets boiled down to that same kind of character of like, oh, she's just insane and like hits people. But she's actually just like, she's actually a really complex character. She's brilliant. She's one of the, I won't say that she's one of the smartest people in the DCEU because I don't know that much, but she's very intelligent. She's a doctor and she has more to her character than just crazy.
Precisely. That's where I'm at with it. That's my big tirade. I've been sitting on this for a bit ever since Briar came out, which is a few months ago now, because it kind of clicked on me. Same thing happened with Seraphine, but that's a different reason and a different story.
When we started talking about this, though, I thought you mentioned it in relation to D&D somehow.
I did too. I was prepared to talk about crazy characters in D&D because I feel like that's just as much of a trope as like the brooding loner.
Yeah. I don't have any stories about it in particular, but if I imagine a character that acts like one of these characters where they're like cute and ditzy and they kill somebody at the beginning of a campaign, I'm going to be like, hey, yo.
Again, oops, sorry.
See, well, I think that one, I don't get how anyone this day and age, after what? When did 5th edition come out? 2014?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't get how anyone at this point is like, sits down and they're like, I want to play a brooding rogue the entire campaign. I want to play a flower child druid the entire campaign. I want to play extremely cut and dry and by the book paladin for the entire campaign. Like, I mean, I guess there are some people that just like doing tropes, but it's been done now. That like everyone has played one of those, I feel like at this point. I think a good way to do it is start as that and then change as the campaign goes on.
True. That's
Yeah.
a good key part.
Overcome the trope. Be bigger than the trope. Grow from it.
Which I think we've done quite a lot across our campaigns, to be honest.
Yeah, I think every single one of us has done that in some way.
Yeah.
Mostly.
That's exactly how Jordan, your music saved me. I mean, have I talked about that bit? I'll explain it later. Your Arlo's growth saved me. Arlo's growth saved her for me. I loved Arlo already because she was an interesting dynamic with the party that existed. But I'll admit I was hesitant with the very dangerous background. I was
Well,
like, oh
yeah.
boy.
Well, whenever I wrote her, I wanted her to, she's got a lot of learning to do. And she's
Mhm.
very stupid, so it's taken a very long time.
I like that though. I liked that the growth. I liked it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'd honestly
present
say at
tense.
this point, she's probably not even the most dangerous member of the party anymore, like
No.
loose cannon wise.
Mm,
Oh, loose cannon wise, I feel like it's probably like Kazuma.
yeah. It was especially
I'd say
funny.
one of the Bow Boys.
Yeah. Way back when I read Levi's character and then yours, which was really funny
Oh, I
to read
bet.
back to back. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So we're gonna be playing with this. Okay. So hopefully everybody will be playing pretty up to code, up to snuff characters. And then I read that and I was like, oh my gosh. This is PvP.
We never actually have come to PvP, right? I don't think that we
No.
have, at least not
Well,
as
since
Arlo
the
and
very, very,
Xanda.
very, very. Oh no,
Well,
not you two.
I also think all of us as players understand that is like, if it comes to PvP, it's got to be for a pretty good reason. Otherwise, you are just ruining things for everyone else. And I think all of us get that. We know that, and we don't want to make that happen at the table unless it's absolutely necessary. And all of our characters had conflicts with each other in certain ways over the course of the story, but I don't think it was ever enough for any of us to be like, I gotta kill this person over this.
Although the next session, Fern might try to kill me, but that's a
Well, exactly. We haven't gotten there yet, so
TJ
so
and
it
I were
doesn't
talking
happen.
about that moments ago.
Oh.
But yeah, that's all I had to say about the crazy characters. It's just there's that. I was gonna say something about Seraphine, but I'll just not. Everything that's been said about Seraphine has been said.
What is Seraphine?
If you want, you can look her up again. Look at an image of her.
Oh, is it a league character? Okay, I thought this
Yep.
was a completely different thing.
Nope, it's another League character that exposed to me another thing I don't like in character writing. Since League is so character writing focused,
How do
it's
you
not
spell her?
story writing.
Oh, I
SERAPHINE.
see. Yep. Oh,
okay.
He's a idol.
yeah, I saw that immediately upon. Okay.
Do I have to get into the trenches on this?
I don't think you need to.
It might make some enemies. Probably not though. She had the most disliked character announcement when she came out by a lot.
It looks like they just made her so that she could be a part of their idol group.
A little bit.
Probably.
But it became way more insulting when they did what they did with her story, her lore.
What's her lore?
Big time white savior complex.
Ah.
Lovely.
But she's not made out to be a villain at all.
Ah.
She is and is treated as the white savior. Or the little hoverboard you might see her riding is actually made and powered by another race's dead bodies. And she goes up to this person and says, I will use your song for you, Skarner, to him.
Okay.
Again, not a villain. She's a good character. She's good. She's nice. She's good. Don't forget it. She's good.
You
Good
can tell
person.
because she has pink hair.
You can tell because she's nice and sings good music. She can't be bad. She's not a bad person. Nothing is morally wrong with her.
It
Why
would have
are
been
you
more
listening?
interesting if you made her a bad person.
She could have been a super massive B word, and that would have been hilarious.
Have her be two-faced.
Exactly. And they didn't. They super missed out on that opportunity. She could have been the most interesting villain we've had probably since Jinx.
So this is gonna sound like
Oh.
a super non sequitur, but this is part of the reason why I think I like Homelander so much as a character is because they fully committed to the bit of making him the worst person imaginable. There is nothing. Sometimes you just need an irredeemable, shitty person
Yeah,
because that is good character writing. Not everybody
Yeah.
needs to be redeemable.
exactly.
You got to have something to fight against.
Milk.
Mm-hmm. She should have been great because she actually is. Her hometown is the same as Jinx's, so it would have been amazing
Ooh.
to see her in an Arcane season because she would have been a huge idol that everybody loves. And then when you meet her backstage, she's just like Ellen DeGeneres. Uh, She could have been so good, and
That would have been such a so much more interesting as a story
I
arc.
know. And the fact that they don't acknowledge the obvious problems with how she's portrayed makes it way worse. Like the people that wrote her are like, "What do you mean? What's wrong with her?"
Lean into her being horrible.
Yeah, why did they even write that? How did they look at that and go like, "Yep, this makes her seem like a good person" when they wrote that freaking dialogue line? That's what killed it. Well, I mean, they even said that her hoverboard. They could have used Hextech. Well, I mean, I guess it is Hextech, but they could have done something else when like her hoverboard isn't powered off of dead bodies.
Yeah, that's kind of horrifying.
They just went into that. So
Power with electricity, maybe. I don't know.
And if you think about it in a meta context, it gets even worse because now that character that she spoke to, the last remaining member of his race, is being reworked to no longer have that backstory.
That's not great.
It's really bad, isn't it?
That's not great.
Oh,
Oh,
like-
League. Oh, League.
I know. It's been like 3-ish years since she came out, I think. Maybe 2.
Dang.
But I love League because it exposes these problems that I dislike in it with writing and stuff and tropes and all that. Let me join the headquarters, Riot. I know you're in Chicago. Let me in there. Let me in there. I'll
It'll
do better
never
than all your
happen.
paycheck thieves that you have.
This is like
It's like Wizards.
I was about to say this is like a standard that has to exist now in big profitable companies for like niche gaming circles.
Could
like
not one do better.
you're not allowed to hire people that would make stuff that's just good all around. You can have people that make
Mhm.
decent stuff, and you can have some things be good, but you can't have everything be good. Some of your stuff has to be shit.
Mm.
You have to give something that people can be mad at.
Make sure there's a buzz on it online of like several million video essays discussing how bad your product is.
Hate watching is still watching.
True.
I don't know if you guys have tried this, but I found out this cool new thing that if my consumer just likes my product, they actually just buy it and talk about it. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this. Me
requires
talking
money,
to,
time, and effort. Sorry.
Yeah, me talking to wizards and Riot. I don't know if have you guys heard of this? It's called making a good product.
It's making your consumer base happy and not hate your stuff.
That's pretty much all my League tirades. Those are the two things that have made me the angriest. And Seraphine takes the cake. Briar is a recent anger that's not that bad, but
True, that too, Bungie.
You know Bungee gum.
yeah,
I do
Mm-mm.
know Bungee gum.
Nope.
Actually, you
I have
don't.
never heard of it.
Yeah,
I
then
had to
you're
say
you're
it 'cause
funny.
TJ's
You're
not
funny.
Mhm.
You're so funny.
That's my tirade. Someone else have one, or just a topic. I will come back to Pomni, but later.
We can talk about that. This new trope of girl failures.
No, well, I mean, I've been talking too much. Don't get me caught. Go with something I don't know. Talk about Planescape. Go talk about that.
Talk about. No, you didn't want us to
We're
talk
not
about
talking about
Planescape.
Planescape.
Oh my gosh!
Why am I Okay. Going back to our topic about character dynamics in our own party. Other than Arlo and Zamda, were there any other characters that we thought were gonna come to like we're gonna like have bash heads? I couldn't think of words. My brain is fried.
There
Come
were
to
points-
blows. That's the phrase that I was thinking of.
There were points where I thought Hector and Zamda were gonna bash heads over.
That was gonna
certain
be my
things,
answer too.
because we have pretty different ideals on certain things. But I think we've gotten over that at this point. I think Hector and Zamda have a mutual respect for each other and just like to pretend that we don't. I know TJ really thought I was gonna kill him. several times as Kazuma for
That would have been
stuff
warranted.
that for stuff that I never would try to kill another player character for. Although I could see some players, like some of the players that we've read about in like the nightmare scenarios where they're really crazy about, I could see someone like that. Like, for context, audience, the very first thing that TJ's new character did to me when he was introduced to us and joined our party was he used prestidigitation to make me shit my pants. Sorry for the language, I forgot. He used prestidigitation to make me relieve myself.
Not even make you do it. It just looked like you had.
Yeah, and he he was under the impression that I was going to attack him because of this, but I did not. I did storm off, as you could probably expect someone to in that situation. But yeah, I could see in like the nightmare scenarios of someone being like, my character is a serious character. You're not allowed to do stuff like that to them. I could see that happening, yeah.
Maybe in Vivia 3 we'll have PvP.
No. Well, that is the most likely outcome, but unlike this that we're talking about, that I think has been agreed upon by everyone at this
Consensual PvP.
that if it comes to that, it will be for good story reasons.
I want it to happen once.
It will make for a good story if it happens. I think we have all agreed on that, so we're okay with it in the context of Vivia 3.
I feel like unexpected PvP is not good, but I want it to happen once because I think it would be fun.
Oh.
I want a party that'll just beat me up.
You might get one in Vivia 3.
Kick the crap out of me.
I don't know. I don't think you were in the Discord the night that we were discussing. I can see there's a very small % chance of it happening. I can see a scenario where not the entire group sides against Caiaphas. Assuming that there are certain things that happen.
Talking about this, we're gonna have to give context because the audience has no idea what we're talking about.
Megamix, baby, let's go.
I can't say much because I don't want
you can't
them
say
to
too
know.
much because then we'll reveal stuff to each other.
I know we can't say too much, but we know the basic premise of what's gonna happen or might not happen.
So in my third campaign that we have been prepping for after the campaign Pertuset's DMing is over, they've all made their characters. They've all had session zeros. Pertuset's character, it's an open secret that he has a goal that not most people probably wouldn't think is a good thing, but his character thinks it's for the greater good, so to say. He wants to kill a lot of people for the greater good. And no one else knows this. He's kept this as a secret, but it's an open secret that pretty much like all the characters.
We've all promised not to metagame.
All the players know.
Yeah, all the players,
yes.
not the characters. That was a slip.
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about insofar as, I mean, it depends on how Pertuset plays him, but I think we're all under the impression he's intending to keep this a secret for a while in game, and so eventually it'll probably get found out. Whether that's because he's finally acting on it or something happens and information gets revealed, that would be a situation where there might be PvP. Because some of the characters might be like, oh, so he's crazy. He's crazy, and we all have been with him for several months and or maybe years at this point, and we know how strong he is. We probably should get rid of him.
Or I'm just saying, or some characters might flip.
Or try to talk him out of it. That might be another option that happens. Diplomacy might be attempted first, depending on...
I think that's probably what's going to happen first, but I don't think it's going to go very far.
I wonder, Jordan, who do you think is going to flip to Caiaphas' side?
I said me and Taryn.
You think so?
Potentially. Depending. So for my character, depending if very certain things happen, I think that they will flip to Caiaphas' side. Because if there are certain things that happen to them and to their family and all of that kind of stuff, they may say, fuck it, burn it all down.
Both Taryn and Jordan are just like, yeah, we're the most likely ones.
I think I don't think that Dylan will. And I'm not sure about I'm not sure about
Dylan-
Ashlyn.
If he stays as Brandon, because he said it to us several times now, for some reason Dylan has this
thinks
gut
he's gonna
feeling
die.
that Brandon's gonna die, which I don't know why. But if he remains as Brandon, I don't think he will. It would remain to be seen, obviously, what his character after Brandon would be if he does die. But so far from what we know, Dylan, one of our good friends, he's been on the podcast before. He's playing an artificer. He seems like a pretty decent guy. In my opinion, I think he might be the most morally good person in the party.
Yeah, you can be a criminal and still have morals. Just putting that out there.
Okay, but if you're weighing it on a scale, criminal with good morals versus not criminal with good morals, I feel like not criminal with good morals is higher on the list than criminal with good morals.
Think we could make him become a criminal by that point in the campaign.
Okay, but right now, I'm putting him at the top.
Where am I on the scale? Where's Caiaphas on the scale?
You're doing what most people would argue is the wrong thing, but you think it's for the right reason.
And don't forget, in his day-to-day life, what his beliefs on behavior and treating people is.
See, this I don't know, so
I'm
gonna be
honestly,
shocked
I don't
by this
think
ranking.
you're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Who's at the bottom?
I don't. Now I'm having to think about it because I've never
gotta-
sat down
you
and
gotta
thought
rank
about
it.
this
This is-
before.
Tangents,
Taryn is off the
tangents.
list because he's in a void. He doesn't have any of that yet. He's an impressionable child.
Taryn's like that thought experiment of what would happen if you raised a child without color and then gave them a blue crayon.
Exactly. The King of England putting 2 children on an island before they could talk so that they would develop the language of Eden. That's an actual thing that happened in history.
I know.
Uh,
We know you're not a child. You're a hypothetical child in this scenario.
we're talking about like in terms of things acting on you and changing your mental state. You're the most like a child out of the entire party, probably. I mean, Odin's just old. So like, I don't know, maybe he's like crotchety, but I don't think he's like old man old. But I mean, like, if you're just a jerk to be a jerk because you're crotchety, I feel like that makes you kind of a little bit lower on the list. I never accept the reasoning of I'm old, I can do what I want. That's stupid.
Naturally.
Be a nice person. I
forgot what that was.
I mean, in terms of the very most base stuff that I know about all your characters so far, I think Ren's at the bottom.
Probably.
I think Ren's at the bottom. Ren has done the most bad things out of all of you starting the campaign off. So yeah, Ren would have to be at the bottom of the list, which is Jordan's character for those listening.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. It's probably Ren and then Caiaphas.
Oh yeah, because they started off the campaign throwing a dude through a window. I forgot about that.
And then Medley and Odin like in the same spot. And then Sylvie and then Brandon, probably.
I wonder about Odin with Caiaphas. There's a chance on that one. Because
he's one of the ones I could see going either way.
My Caiaphas's day-to-day ideals are, and I put descriptions and lighten them more, but are absolution of sin, independence of oneself, patience, and fairness. That's what he believes in when interacting with people on a day-to-day.
Yep.
His flaws include that he's very slow to trust, though, and he does not like it when people talk down to him. Or when people take freedom for granted.
Or when people talk up to him.
He is impartial about that.
But yeah.
No, I'm just thinking about Ren decking Brandon the first time they hear him whistling.
True. Get him.
Now I know that all of you are so excited now that we've been talking about this to see us play this and like stream it as a VOD, but unfortunately this is our at-home game, so you're not going to get to know anything except anecdotal evidence.
I still think that we should do filmed one-shots occasionally. Not the full
Perhaps.
campaign, but just...
Perhaps.
Has nothing to do with my desire to play my Vivia 2 character again.
Yeah, what do you think about this? Okay.
It's Smug Aura mocks me.
That's almost her name, Moxamy. I watched some of that today as well.
Attack
Yeah,
on Titan finally ended.
I saw. I'll probably watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
I've
I'm
heard
waiting
it.
to see the funny scene.
I've
I saw
heard
that.
that it is the manga ending. So most people, I think, are going to be very upset because most people didn't like the manga ending. But I wouldn't know because I
can't
didn't read it.
Taryn?
I know the meme. I've known the meme. I can't wait to see it on screen. At least 10 years. I've not read it, but I know the meme.
I'm surprised Taryn
wait.
hasn't read it. Taryn reads all the manga.
He doesn't catch
Usually.
up to Chainsaw Man though, that's for sure.
It's the big one. Taryn reads all the ones that no one ever knows about. He reads all the small time weird ones. He doesn't read the big ones.
Can I talk about Pomni now?
Nobody
You've
was
always
stopping
been allowed
you.
to talk about Pomni.
I like Pomni.
I still haven't watched it. I need to. I'm gonna do that when I'm gonna do that when we get off. I've been working.
Watch it right now.
Just cut and then come back 20 minutes later. It keeps coming up in my recommended.
The Amazing Digital Circus was,
And
I
its
think, a very
consequences-
good pilot.
Yeah, it was. I watched it thrice now. I watch it and I think to myself back after watching it, and I think critically, and I go like, this show is pretty okay. Like a 6, maybe 7 out of 10. And then I watch it, and I want it to. It's an 11 out of 10 when I'm watching it.
I liked the jokes. I liked Kane. I liked Pomni. I liked Kinger. The only character I didn't care for that much, I don't remember his name. Is it Jax?
Yeah.
Didn't care for Jax too much out of everyone. He was probably my least favorite because I don't like mean people.
Oh,
My
is
least
that
favorite
the
was
new
Zubul.
is that the new wannabe Tumblr sexy man?
That he is voiced by Angel Dust's VA.
Oh,
No lo-
that just moved
Yeah,
him
but
up.
no
I
longer
was
VA.
doubtful that he was gonna be the next sexy man, but that yeah, he might be the new
No,
sexy
he
man.
definitely is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it wasn't like I was busting a gut laughing, but it was consistently making me be like, oh, that's funny when it was saying jokes and stuff.
They said gloinks.
They did say gloinks.
Gesundheit.
And the moon is in love with the circus master.
Mm-hmm. Or the funny part that gets me is, oh, Bubble, you always know how to make me say this exact sentence.
Yep. All will be gloinks. You will be gloinks. I will be gloinks.
This is a threat. Matt
It
Pat's already
was.
made a theory about it.
It was.
Yeah.
New film theory episode.
All right,
dropped.
guys, pack it up. Show's over.
I watched his live reaction to it on GT Live.
Oh, did he do it? That's cool. I'll have to watch
Yeah.
that.
Live Matt Pat reaction.
Why do we
I don't
always
know.
end up shitting on Matt Pat? I don't think any of us
I
actually
don't. I
dislikes
like
Matt
him.
Pat.
Yeah.
It's like the ironic feet thing for me. I actually do like him, but I like
do
to joke
too.
about him being overblown.
I like Matt Pat. I don't like
he's
style
just
theory,
such
fashion
a
theory.
he's just such a prominent piece of the internet that like it's hard not to joke about him because it's like anything that's big and popular. It's like you joke about it from time to time just because a lot of people know about it.
It's like us constantly roasting wizards, despite the fact that all we do in our free time together most of the time is play D&D.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think Matt Pat has just caught a lot of haters. A few times he's flubbed up and made big oopsies. Like the FNAF AR challenge thing, that was not good. But generally, he's just got a lot of haters because people think his content is bad, which I think is really rude. He's the only one doing it. Well, he's not the only one, but like he's doing the legwork for all this stuff, and people are going like, "You suck," because I think you're wrong with no basis.
And he's done the thing for over a decade, so like.
Oh my god, has he?
Yeah.
I'm old.
I like Matt Pat a lot.
Me too.
He's also from Ohio.
Indeed,
like
he
Markiplier.
is.
That explains a lot.
Mm-hmm. When the yacht Ohio mama
All right, pack
skippity
it up.
toilet,
Pack it up. Joke's over.
But yeah. I don't know. I'd be watching The Amazing Digital Circus when I watch it, and I'd be like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know why. I just love it. I think about it afterwards and I'm like, that was all right. That was pretty good. That was just okay. But I watch it and I'm like, I couldn't be happier. I look at Pomni, she be tweaking. I look at Ragatha, she be tweaking. I watch Zubul get carried away by Gloinks. I get happy because I don't like Zubul. I don't like Zubul.
It gets me every time that there are 2 Genshin VAs in the Amazing Digital Circus.
True.
This is sounding like gibberish. I have no idea what's
The
going on.
main character is also a character in Genshin Impact, Jordan.
I know this. I'm talking about all the names that Pertuset was dropping. That's
Watch
nonsense
the
words.
show!
I'm going to.
Zubul sucks. She deserved to be Gloinks.
I didn't like her very much either. She was a buzzkill.
She was mean.
Probably would have been better as Gloinks.
She better get redeemed later. Gangle.
But based Kinger saved her despite her flaws.
Like Kinger, like Gangle. I really like Gangle.
Mangle.
Kane. Like Kane. Bubble, like the bubble. Kaufmo, he's a real one.
Kaufmo is a real one. This is true.
All good.
He's in the basement now.
They're all good. I don't know what to say. Okay, Taryn. Bye.
Bye, Taryn.
We're putting Taryn in the basement.
I have seen all of Hell of a Boss. That's something I can talk about.
I have not watched a single episode of Hell of a Boss.
It's really good.
I watched exactly one episode.
I enjoy it. It's
the
fun.
very first. But yeah.
I'm
Jax-
excited to see what they do with Has Been Hotel. Continue.
Me too. I appreciate Jax for being an antagonizing force. I'll give him that. Especially if Matt Pat's theory is right, but I don't think it's right in this case. I think we just have very limited information since it was a pilot and he was going with what he had, but I don't think he's right. He was onto something though. He started to cook a little bit on some stuff.
Let him cook.
Well,
he found some
he is
stuff.
Matt Pat.
Yep. So yeah, I like the Amazing Digital Circus. Now we can talk about girl failures. Jordan,
What is girl failures?
explain it to us.
Okay. Yeah, Jordan, you explained it. Yep. You're the expert.
Am I?
Yep.
Oh dear God.
We're asking you.
Is this like along the same line as girl dinner and girl math? You guys don't watch TikTok as much as I do.
You were close for a second and then went off very off.
I'm familiar with girl math, not a girl
I'm
dinner.
familiar with
Oh, girl
math and
dinner is
girl
the
dinner.
greatest thing ever. It's when you just eat a bunch of random crap that is not a meal and call it a meal. But it's not disordered eating. You have to, like, there's some kind of nutritional aspect to it. It's enough to be qualified as a meal, but it's random stuff.
So, girl failure, Jordan, it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's the opposite of a girl boss.
Oh.
So it's just a character, a female character who just she's not cool, she's not collected, she's not successful, she's all over the place, she's scrambled like an egg. Is what Kobeni is from Chainsaw Man. It's what Pomni is from The Amazing Digital Circus. It's becoming more of a thing. People like girl failures recently for some reason.
So it's
I am
the
included.
it's the adjacent cousin of Manic Pixie Dream Girl, is what I'm hearing.
Maybe. Related slightly.
They do not serve nearly as much as a direct narrative purpose as Manic Pixie Dream Girls. That's just their personality. It has usually no bearing on the narrative.
Yeah.
They're not a plot device.
They're always like anxious about stuff or bugging about stuff all the time. They're always freaking out over something. Maybe not necessarily big freak out, but they're always panicked about something.
A good distinction to be made that I would think about is Weird Barbie, not a girl failure.
Yeah, no. Not a girl.
Although
failure at
Weird
all.
Barbie, I think, is a manic pixie dream girl.
Exactly.
Kind of. Yeah.
So they're not quite the same thing. They have
Okay.
overlapping qualities in some regards.
It's a Venn diagram.
But they're not the same.
I'd say
They're
the
not-
big difference is like Weird Barbie kind of owned her weirdness and
Yeah.
channeled it into
She
something.
was a girl boss in the sense of she took what she had and made it her own. Girl failures do not do that.
They don't have something.
They are not her.
What are some defining examples? Well, I mean, we already said characters, but I'm going to give you, because I know Jordan knew neither of those characters. Kobeni, for example, from Chainsaw Man, since I'm a Chainsaw Man appreciator. Or I could also give you Asamitaka from Chainsaw Man. Fujimoto likes making girl failures and girl bosses. He just likes girls.
Valid.
He has said on during an interview once that he prefers women in positions of power, which is hilarious.
We appreciate that.
That makes a
But-
lot of sense.
Doesn't it? But he also makes girl failures, because I don't know, something about his brain. He's wired to make good female characters, unlike every other mangaka ever. But Kobeni, we meet her early on. She's part of public safety. She goes and fights devils. When the police are called and there's a devil about, rather than it just being like, I don't know,
A crime.
a normal crime.
Normal criminal.
They'll get public safety on the job. She shows up with her squad, and in the first mission we see her in, they get trapped in a hotel by the Eternity Devil. They basically, it's PT.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with PT though.
Mm-mm.
What's another example that?
They're stuck in a building and like it's a very difficult situation and trying to figure out how to get out.
Basically, it just loops.
Infinite
It keeps
building.
looping. Yeah, they can't get out. She immediately starts to break down and cry.
Yep. She is the first one. She loses it within minutes. Once they realize that they're stuck in the building and they can't get out, she's gone.
Yep. Within hours of them being stuck, while everyone else is trying to find something else or trying to conserve their energy or whatever, she grabs a knife and she starts fighting her allies, believing that they are conspirators against her.
Yep.
Iconic behavior.
And then the devil, the Eternity Devil that has trapped them in this hotel says, I want this guy that's with you, the main character. His name's Denji. And the devil never says, I'll let the rest of you go if you give him to me, but she comes up with, maybe if we give him to the devil, we can all get out. So she tries to
With the
get
knife.
Denji with the knife.
I need to watch Chainsaw
This is
Man.
the
Yes.
first, this is when she is introduced.
This is her introduction.
This is the first thing everyone sees her do.
Okay.
And everyone loves her.
Yes, she's beloved because now I can't see it from a women's perspective, but I've seen people online say it is because she is relatable. But she's comical. She has her own goals, because we're also learn after that mission she's part of a very big family, and her parents told her that they want her brother to go to a good college, but they don't have much money, so they made her do public safety work to get money for her brother's college.
Oh.
Yeah. So she starts getting really upset and crying and talks about she wanted to go to college too.
Oh.
I know, right?
But it's
That's
okay
so
because she's
sad.
also really good at devil fighting somehow.
She is really good at it.
Which
she
is
has
funny
a
because
contract.
also no one knows what her contract is.
Yeah, everybody has a contract. Like there's Chainsaw Man, who is connected to the Chainsaw Devil. One person is connected to the Future Devil, Snake, Ghost, all these, and they have powers that align with those things. And Kobeni is just like a martial pro. She jumps over bullets. She moves at lightning quick speeds, and no one knows who her devil is.
And
Maybe
I
she
don't
doesn't
know,
have one.
I
She
don't know
does. She
if
says
it
so.
I don't know if it was ever said in the manga, but I swear I've seen people talking about it, and because the manga's over now.
No, it's not.
It's
It's a
not.
lie. No.
Oh, I thought it was, but I know
No.
so far it hasn't been mentioned what hers is at all,
Nope.
and the manga's been going on for a while.
Wild.
Yeah, no, the one scene when we after that big mission, they do like a breakdown, like a breather. They have a work party. They all go get drinks together.
Mhm.
And she comes over and she says, "Hi, I'm Kobeni Higashiyama. I'm 20 years old. I have a contract with the devil, but it's a secret." That's what she says, and that's the last we ever hear about her devil contract.
Secret devil.
Yeah. Though she's a recurring character, she keeps coming back. And now I have to share some more girl failure moments from her from the manga. I have to. So Levi, if you're interested, deafen yourself somehow.
Just
I'll be
throw your
fine.
headphones.
Okay. So there's a part later on where people are trying to get the main character. They're trying to kill him. I won't say why. But there's a bunch of people from all over trying to kill him for a very important reason. Kobeni, not on the mission, not on the case. She's just she's in town. She just bought her first car. While she has done that, she happens to be in the vicinity of some of this fighting, which is not gigantic transformer scale fighting. It's very like alleyway fighting, so you don't think of things exploding. Another character named Power sees Kobeni, gets in her car, kicks her out of the driver's seat, keeping her in the passenger seat, and wants to drive it for no reason, not with the intent of aiding or helping anyone. She just says, "This is my vehicle. I'm driving it now." Power's another great character. We'll talk about that in a minute. And she... Power doesn't know how to drive. So she drives it right into someone chasing down Denji, as well as someone that was fighting that guy off, and kills both of them with the car, which also gets wrecked because it hit a light pole.
Amazing.
Power gets out and says, she was driving, points at Kobeni. This is the day she bought her car.
Oh.
And I would like to mention...
She sounds like Britta from Community.
Kind of, but with less annoying habits.
Well,
Because
yeah.
she's just doing her own thing.
Britta's fucking annoying, but this that sounds like a Community episode.
Yeah. I want to mention though, it's very common in manga for decades. They've been doing this thing. They do character popularity polls in the magazines, and then they'll publish the results of them with a fancy little artwork. I gotta look at it real quick. Hold on, because I gotta make sure my numbers are right. Where is it? So they did the top 10 most popular characters in Chainsaw Man at a time in the story. This is way after the manga, or way after the anime stopped. Number 7 was Kobeni's car.
That's right. I've seen the
That's
meme. I've seen the
amazing.
meme of Kobeni's car, and I've never known why it exists. I've just known that it exists, but I've always been like, well, considering it's Kobeni, probably anything that has to do with her car, I could understand.
I had to bring that up. I'm sorry.
No, that's amazing.
Kobeni's car moment is worth the spoilers because it's so good. I love Kobeni.
The brightest flames burn the quickest.
Mm-hmm. Her car. Yeah.
Okay, this is the same line of logic as Britta. Would D. Reynolds from It's Always Sunny be a girl failure?
Yes, but annoying.
Okay.
Because she acts like she's not. She believes she is not.
Yeah.
I think it is in some way crucial. This is a new trope, a new character trope. We got to really suss it out and define it. Because when I look at Kobeni and Pomni, which are both girl failures, the common trope between the two is that they struggle to do good, and in the end up choosing the bad. Like they do the bad thing because it's easier. Or they do the easier thing.
Yeah.
Such as leave your friends to die. Because there's something scary chasing you.
Yeah. Usually not just because it's easier, but because they're afraid.
Yeah. Keeps them safe.
Whatever results in them being safest and out of harm's way, usually.
Mm-hmm.
But out of a very real fear, and not just because they're like, well, I don't want to be hurt.
Yeah. Asamitaka from Chainsaw Man, another future character, is also an example of a girl failure. A little differently. She's closer to Femcel. It's really funny. She's a little bit in between.
Yeah. I kind of understand what you're saying.
She's really funny. My favorite moment of hers, she goes on a date. Again, spoilers. Those of you that have just watched the anime, though, shouldn't even know this character, but still, spoilers. She goes on a date with the main character to an aquarium, and she wants the date to be a success. She really does. She asked him out. She wants it to be a success. So in preparation, she studies several facts about starfish. And when they get there, she lectures him about starfish for 10 straight minutes. And then he gets bored and walks away, and she gets frustrated and asks, why did he get frustrated? Why did he walk away? What went wrong? What could have possibly went wrong?
Girl failure.
Honestly, that's on him. I would love to be lectured about starfish in an aquarium.
Everyone keeps saying that.
What?
And like a kind of true, but still. She should have known.
Info dumping is a love
It
language.
resulted in failure. She is a girl failure.
Oh, I'm not doubting that, but it's kind of sad that he didn't
Mhm.
like her starfish lecture.
You would understand if you knew Ninji.
Yeah. I would also like to mention the other key defining moment for her is in her youth as she grew up, she didn't feel very loved. She didn't feel very appreciated in her life at all. And she kind of hated everybody for it. She thought they all just didn't understand her. Kind of edgy, but a lot of people be like that. You know how it is. And eventually in their class, they meet a devil. And it's a friendly little devil. It looks like an uncooked chicken from a grocery store, right? And they give it a little bow tie. His name's Bucky. And it's there to teach them, the devils aren't always scary. They're not all evil. And she thinks it's whatever. She thinks it's dumb and stupid because a devil killed her parents. So she's like, it's dumb. She doesn't like that Bucky thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, she gets somehow stuck with Bucky. I forget, they're talking. I think everybody ignored her and she stayed in the classroom, and Bucky went to talk to her, made her feel good. So she starts to understand. She starts to be like, wait, no, everyone doesn't hate me. I just didn't give anyone a chance. So she starts to warm up to people, and she starts to think maybe life isn't all that bad. And she's hugging and holding Bucky and taking them out to the class. And they're all like, oh, look, it's awesome with Bucky. Come play with us. And this is her like in middle school or like late middle school, early high school. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to play with you. And they're all together getting ready to play. And she trips.
No.
And kills Bucky.
No.
And everyone hates her. Because everyone loved Bucky.
Tragic.
So yeah, she's a girl failure.
Girl failure.
I love Asumi Taka.
Oh, girl failure comes in many forms.
Yes.
The most easily recognizable is the Kobeni Pomni girl failure. That's the
Yes.
most obvious one.
They're the ones that are super anxious. Asa isn't super anxious. She's more autistic. But
Yeah.
it's the starfish thing, all right? I'm sorry, but
No, you're right. I'm not. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm still maintaining info dumping is a love language.
Yeah, you are both correct. None of us are disagreeing here.
She also does make
You're
a
wrong.
really
This is a
funny
fight.
face.
PvP.
I like her funny face. I'll put it in the Discord right now. There's a really funny scene of her where she's talking about how good she's going to do on the date with Denji and says, besides, I'm pretty darn cute. Hold on. I love that. Why is she looking like that? Wait, I'm putting it in the main chat over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty darn cute. Oh, people have started using it and turned it into this image. Okay, my Chainsaw Man posting is over. I'm done. For now. One day we'll talk about Power too.
Power's a whole video unto herself.
She's not a girl failure.
Not a girl failure, but she's something.
Technically, she's not a girl.
True. That's true as well.
Nor is she a man. She is a fiend.
It's like Janet
Yeah.
from The Good Place.
Whole
Not a robot,
creature.
not a woman,
Exactly.
not a girl.
Creature under her own existence.
That's all I have to say. Planescape, who heard of her?
We're not talking
We're not
about
talking about
Planescape.
Planescape.
Do you guys think Planescape's a girl failure?
No.
No.
Didn't have a subclass. Girl
It's-
failure to me.
I don't think it's an entire. I have to sneeze. I'm allergic to you talking about girl failures now.
I don't know. I'm
Oh, it
concerned.
went away.
I don't. Do we know if Planescape
Wait.
is in fact a girl?
I was about to say it's a book. I don't think it has a gender.
Did anybody ask?
I think we kind of broached the subject when Pertuset was like, "Is it a girl?" It's an inanimate object. It's a book. I don't think it has a gender. I don't think that's how that works.
I think you should ask.
You're sounding pretty French right now, Jordan. Demanding that an object has a gender attached to it.
That reminds me of a funny Chat GPT screenshot I saw. I don't know. I just wanted to get the speedrun world record for misappropriating a new term. Asking a book if it's a girl failure.
Oh. I will say I don't know much about how it was received, so I can't tell you if the failure part's correct.
Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't heard like anything. That's half the reason we did this episode the way we're doing it, is like there's like no D&D news right now. It's pretty
why
quiet.
am I like
Other than our own news, which
Why
is
am I
not
in
very
a-
much.
Oh, there we go. It fixed
Oh,
itself.
we tried to fight Hades. That's the only news on our D&D front.
Yeah, we are actively in the middle of a combat with a deity in our campaign that we're playing right now, but that's like, who wants to hear about that, right?
It's not going well.
It's
Maybe.
going better. Okay, nobody's down. Knock on wood.
They aren't. No one is down.
I don't know. Things could change.
In between sessions?
Yes.
He's figuring out that we're all conspiring to have only Arlo get knocked down during the fight. Pertuset.
Honestly, it'd be
plug?
kind of funny.
Pull the plug.
I'd laugh.
Shorty,
Just kill Arlo now and get it over with. Pull the plug.
Shorty, pull the plug.
After all this talk about character development, wow.
Sorry, I started watching Twin Peaks.
I don't know what Twin Peaks is, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask.
It's a TV show.
I knew that.
I don't even know how you describe it. Okay, well, the history of it is David Lynch, the director, started making this TV show with Mark Frost, which he is famous for making Eraserhead and a few other hit things. His work is known for being insanely cerebral, makes you think. He gives you insanely limited information to solve and understand his works. In fact, even after the fact, after a film or show is done, he has not shared any details about it. He's never explained his intentions with shows or any secrets. He's taken them to the grave with him. So
That's
Twin
why
Peaks.
Pertuset called it Lynchian earlier, because it's David Lynch.
Lynchian. Yeah, that's the hallmark of his style. Is that stuff. And Twin Peaks is a big murder mystery show.
It starts with don't they find the girl in like the river? She's frozen or something.
The first episode is her body is wrapped up in plastic adjacent, like right next to her. It's washed up on the shore in the first like 5 minutes. And the whole show is about uncovering what exactly happened to this girl. Which the person I was watching it with pointed out to me that the show is very interesting in the fact that the main character is dead by the beginning of the show. Because the whole show is about her. And we only learn about her through other people. Which is very fascinating when you think of it that way.
And I know the town is also supposed to be kind of like weird and a character in and of itself anyway, too.
It was very fun. It's a fun show. I like it. It's very interesting. But yeah, that's why Lynch works so well with Twin Peaks, is he made it a great big mystery and then it became a cult classic, because though it was a great big mystery, nothing was ever really revealed after it ended. Like anything that was a secret remained a secret. Because he didn't tell anyone. He does a really, really good job with withholding information from you. It never feels like they just get like a hand-me-down from God that explains what happens. It's all very limited intel, which is great.
Washing up in a river sounds like a girl failure move to me.
She was homecoming queen.
We should have never told Jordan about girl failure.
Her name was Laura Palmer. Her name was Laura Palmer.
Her name was
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl failure.
No,
we do
it's
need to
gotta
make
be
a
the
girl failure
opposite.
version.
Girl
of that,
failures
yeah.
can't gaslight. They can't gatekeep. They're not good enough to do those.
Gaslit, gate kept, girl failure.
There you go.
Um,
I'm a girl failure.
oh no, we have this podcast.
I think you're far above and beyond the girl failures, Jordan. You need to watch media that has a girl failure in it, and you will understand once you see one for yourself.
Has somebody taken your car from you on the first day that you purchased it and rammed it into two people, killing them instantly, and then blaming it on you?
Well, we all know I can't drive, so...
Taryn.
See?
Are you saying that Taryn stole my car and ran over two people, or are you saying that I stole Taryn's car and ran over two people?
I was saying Taryn stole your car and ran over two people and then blamed it on you, thus getting your license revoked, which is why you don't have your license.
Oh, that's funny. I just can't drive.
Chainsaw Man stands might
and
be coming
because
out
you're
at me.
a good sister, you're covering for him by pretending you just can't drive.
Just like Kobeni, except she does not do well for her brother because she wants to. She definitely gets very upset about that. She's being forced to.
Instead of mommy or daddy issues, brother issues.
As I recall it,
Sibling
she exactly says that her parents told her that she has to earn the money for her brother either by being the devil hunter or selling herself out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's not a main character. We get no peeks beyond that into her home life. Ever.
In the Chainsaw Man world, other jobs exist still. It's not
you
like
can be a worker at a restaurant.
You can do like literally anything that exists in our world right now. There's just also Devil Hunter also exists. So like she could have done like a trade job and made decent money that way. But no, I think her parents just hate her.
So she has, I can't remember the numbers exactly. I might also be getting it wrong with the car. I might have just killed one person. Chainsaw stands are coming at me for that one. It's been a while since I read that part of the manga, but I don't remember how many people are in her family, but I remember she has a lot of siblings. It was like 8 or 9, if I remember. She either had 8 siblings and she was a 9, like in there, she was the 9th kid. Or it was something like that. She was actually one of the older ones, if I remember, which is why she was working on money for her brother's college in advance for him.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler, we get to meet him. We get to meet the brother.
When they made Kobeni be a wage slave and a girl failure.
It was so good. I forgot about the other great part about her being a girl failure. I won't talk about it here, but if you know, you know. It was during the gigantic climax of part 1, and it's hilarious. Make a long story short, an insanely powerful entity enters the restaurant she now works in part-time, and she recognizes the entity, and she can parse what it says, even though it's not speaking perfect, clear English, understands that it wants a hamburger. She tries to make it a hamburger, brings it to it, but she's so terrified of it because it's a gigantic, powerful entity. She trips and falls before getting it to him, and it goes on the floor. Twice. She does that twice.
Rip.
And then she starts dancing.
Actually not rip. Wouldn't you believe it?
No, rip to the hamburger.
True.
That's
Family burger?
That's the other thing. That's like, I knew that before the show even came out. When people started talking about Chainsaw Man, the Kobeni dance is like, that's anyone knows about the Kobeni dance. If you don't know about the Kobeni dance, have you been living under a rock?
Yes.
She do Kobeni dance. It saves her life. There's another thing from that I was going to bring up and I already forgot. Oh, that's right. Apparently Fujimoto gets help from assistants for his manga, which most people do, that do background art and stuff like that. And it became a meme in the community prior to anything with that to refer to him as Fujimoto with an R at the end. And Then one day in a very recent chapter, like a few weeks ago, in the background you can see a scene for an auto body shop that says Fuji Motor.
Oh, I love
Amazing.
that.
They incorporate his name in the background all the time. Apparently it's an inside joke among his assistants to put his name on signs everywhere.
That's fun.
The Fujimoto family in Chainsaw Man universe must be so rich to own all those different industries. Fujimoto is the greatest one, though. I love Fujimoto. And
I'm watching a Kobani dance video now.
Levi, what's your manga hyperfixation?
I don't read manga. Last one I read was Tower of God. I read it up to the train arc. So I'm excited for Tower of God season 2 to come out, which is like next spring, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think it'll be pretty good based off of what I read. But like, yeah, no, I don't read manga.
Jordan, what's your 90s murder mystery hyperfixation lately?
I watched the Scream TV series.
There's a TV series?
Yes, it's actually pretty good. Actually, the first 2 seasons are good. The 3rd season, they ditched the entire original cast of the first 2 seasons and like started from scratch, and so it's not as good, but the first 2 seasons were really good.
Does it have Matthew Lillard in it?
No.
Wow, well.
I went to a kid's toy store and found a copy of 1984 for sale.
Do you just have like a 1984 radar now that you finished the book?
That's next episode. We can talk about 1984. I have been struggling. If you remember my D&D book club idea that I was doing a little bit on our Twitter when I finished Fahrenheit 451, it's just not Fahrenheit 4. That's the wrong one. Slaughterhouse 5. I'm just very slow at reading books, so I can't do like one per week. That'd be crazy to read those books once a week.
One per year, and then we
Finish
have one
the
episode a
Fountainhead
year.
in a week.
Oh, I need to come up with a way to do 1984 and D&D, but it's kind of stumping me a little bit.
Alt.
I don't
No,
think you need to.
Well, I want to, though. I want to find a way to apply a book into D&D somehow. The best thing you can do is make Winston Smith in D&D, and that's very easy. Just make them suck.
I feel like it's hard to apply 1984 to any setting without it being totality and like have it be 1984, but have it be like that, where like the entire world is under an oppressive regime, and that, because I feel like that's the kind of the entire point of 1984 is it's trying to showcase the oppression and horrible nature of authoritarian government.
What if everything's the same, but Thieves' Cant is just the language from 1984?
Newspeak.
There you go.
Newspeak Plus.
True.
Everything's the same. It's just Thieves' Cant is Newspeak.
Oh my gosh. That's double plus good, Jordan. Double plus good. Levi's whole thing about total whatever is ungood. Ungood double plus.
That is what they would say.
Get rid of adjectives. 10th edition coming soon. 10th edition of Newspeak Dictionary coming soon. Look forward to it.
I wonder if you can buy a Newspeak dictionary. I wonder if that is a thing that exists.
That's
You'll
not
probably
my
get them. Huh?
that's not my headcanon for what Thieves' Cant is in Olympus. This is just Newspeak.
No one spoke it yet, I don't think. So yeah. Wait, no, I think TJ may have. I'll have to ask him again. But one way to really rile up somebody that speaks Newspeak is just, instead of calling it Newspeak, call it Newspeak.
Amazing.
Can you imagine? Would somebody get arrested for a thought crime for saying that, you think?
Maybe.
Crime
Happy,
against humanity.
sad,
Saying
joyful,
Newspeak.
angry, pleased, glum, etc. all become good think and its derivatives.
Thought crime.
I don't think they've actually made an entire Newspeak dictionary. I don't think they've done enough words for that. I'm looking right now. I'm not finding anything.
There's not enough words mentioned in 1984 to make a whole dictionary, unless he like made an appendix that was the whole thing, and he didn't. Not in the copy I found.
That's why
I think
we
I
should
will
just
write an
extrapolate
entire version of the
wildly.
book in Newspeak.
There you go.
I'd be so happy.
I don't know if you would.
It'd be really funny.
Knowing you, I feel like you would think it's very stupid.
Well, yeah, but it would also be very short. because so much of 1984, no offense, is very superfluous. Mostly Winston Smith, the entire character, is very superfluous. Sorry, I mean double plus ungood.
That's why you just extrapolate wildly, and whatever gaps there are, fill them in.
You don't have to tell me about that. I'm already doing that.
Just make your own language.
Oh, we're talking about language?
What?
Megamix!
Megamix.
How long have we been recording?
Megamix.
It's past midnight.
It is.
Megamix!
We can just talk about them.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the episode you just listened to. If you really like our content, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on YouTube, and look for us on Spotify. If you'd like to see us continuing to do more fun projects in the future, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can find our page linked in the description above all of our other social media links. And finally, if you'd like to keep up with the zany shenanigans of our lives and check out some more skit-based content and things like that, check us out on Twitter and TikTok, links in the description. And hey, thanks!